Good evening. Welcome to the Tennessee Thunder podcast. I'm your host, Stephany Davis. Want to welcome you out there in all the counties throughout Tennessee. I know many of you are joining us from East Tennessee as well as Middle Tennessee, other parts of the state. We've got a really good podcast tonight. So we've got our special guest waiting on us to join them. Want to give you kind of an idea of what the Tennessee Thunder podcast is all about. We are a part of the Tennessee Freedom Coalition, and our mission is to have small government, low taxes, little regulation, and sound money, something we can all definitely benefit from. So let's go ahead and have them come on. We have tonight Dane Chisholm, and I'm sorry if I say your name wrong, Chisholm, and Christina Smith of the United Citizens of Hawkins County. So we're going to bring them on right now. It's delaying just a little bit. Hey guys, how are you doing this evening?
Wonderful. Hi, Stephany.
Hi. So let me go over to your questions here. I'm kind of a little unorganized here. Let me see. Oops. Okay. So I had the wrong one up here. Our other guest, I don't think they have Wi-Fi or something, and so they've been delayed. Let me go over to your questions. Sorry about that. So, never know what you're going to see on live.
Well, we appreciate you having us, and our group here in Hawkins County definitely aligns with those bullet points that you just mentioned: small government, limited low taxes. So we're happy to be here with you.
Absolutely. Oh, wonderful. Well, okay, so that's great. Something we're all excited about. Something that we basically, many of us citizens have felt ignored for too long when it comes to affecting our county budgets and being heard as far as taxation and that kind of thing. So tell us a little bit about, we'll start with you, ladies first, Miss Christina. Tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, and why you're here tonight.
Sure. Yeah. Thanks, Stephany. So I'm an Army veteran. Been out of the Army for some years now, and we relocated to Hawkins County, Tennessee. We were looking for land, space, like-minded individuals, politically and environmentally. We have a homestead here on our acreage, and my husband and I have 3 children, and we basically found ourselves very interested in county politics after we got here. Like I said, we moved here for low taxes and high freedom, right? And once we got here, we were finding out that our local elected officials in Hawkins County were entertaining a County Powers Act, which we felt would have been infringing on our property rights. And so that's really where it kicked it off for us. We wanted to be involved. We wanted to have our voices heard. And it's kind of taken off ever since. Now we have a group of people that are interested in doing the same. So Dane and I took up that charge.
All right, fantastic. And how about you, Dane? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay. Very similar to Christina in nature. I'm an Army veteran. I was looking to find a very rural area to homestead with high freedom and low taxes, right? Hawkins County kind of caught my eye. That's a constitutional sanctuary, which I believe is a very rare thing. I actually met Christina. Rogersville and Hawkins County has a ton of great community groups. They really do. And we at a group called Community Alliance, which is a homesteading group where you do farming, animal husbandry, security, all sorts of different things, just to be a self-reliant and self-capable citizen. So anyway, we met her at CSR, and pretty quickly, exactly like she said, the County Power Act was brought up, and there was a bunch of citizens who were very opposed to it. It was crazy. It was ridiculous. Sounded like it came out of China. So we basically started UCHC following a group called GRP. There was a grassroots patriots group that was kind of like the initial group, and it fell off a little bit, and we just wanted to revamp it up and get it going. So we started UCHC, and we were really surprised. The community really jumped on board. We completely defeated the County Power Act. We got like 300 individuals to show up to the courthouse.
We might have lost you there, Dane. Can you hear me? It shows that you're muted. I'm not sure if we still have Stephany on there, but we are still showing live. So I'd assume let's go with it. I'm still seeing you're muted if you want to try that again. So like Dane was saying, we were kind of pushing back against... I can't hear you. Yep. Perfect. You were talking about the County Powers Act.
Certainly. Lola, I'm going to call you real quick.
I'll go ahead and carry on. It still shows live, so I'll tell our story. So we were pushing back against the County Powers Act. And like Dane said, we had a large showing at the local courthouse. Many people were feeling that their voices had not been heard for a long time. And so we were there. Many people let their commissioners and the mayor know that they were not interested in what was being entertained with the County Powers Act. And they listened. That was dropped from the resolution packet for that month. And it's kind of been in everyone's minds since then to keep a close watch on the resolution packets that drop for each month from our local Board of Commissioners. So that's basically what our group does. United Citizens of Hawkins County, we meet once a month. We review the resolution packet that is published for that month, and we try to attend as many of the meetings as we can, including the commissioner meeting once a month where they vote on those resolutions in the resolution packet, and budget committee meetings, possibly industrial development board meetings. There's lots of various committees that spawn off of that Board of Commissioners. So we do try to make it to any of the meetings that we can. We're all volunteers. And of course, some of us are working full time. We have homesteads, we have families and children. So it's quite busy. It keeps us very busy. But we feel that it's worth it. I know for my husband and I, we feel that we do this for our children more than anything. They will inherit this land and this property one day, and we want them to feel as free as we do today on this land in 10, 20, 50 years, right? So we know that that takes effort, and we're willing to put that effort in today so that our children still have freedom in their present, right, in our future. So yeah, that's what we're here for. It has been really refreshing to network with other like-minded conservative grassroots groups in Tennessee. It seems like more are popping up each day. And we're happy to see that. It seems like conservatism has been a taboo thing lately. Hi, Stephany. I can see you. And Dane, can you hear me?
Hi.
Yes, I
Yes,
can hear.
now I can hear you very well.
Awesome.
Sorry about that. I have a bad connection on my end. I just want to make sure that we were all set. Okay, let's go on.
Definitely. Well, I just kind of carried on while you guys were working through tech issues. And I just talked about what we do in UCHC, that we follow those monthly resolution packets as they drop. We try to attend any of our county meetings as often as possible. That would be the Board of Commissioner meeting once a month where they vote on those resolutions in the packet that we review, as well as any other committee meetings that spawn off of that Board of Commissioners, like the Budget Committee, or the Solid Waste Committee, things like that. And that our group is all volunteers. And I stated that the reason that my husband and I are involved in this is for our children, right? We relocated to Tennessee for freedom, and we want to put in the effort today to make sure that our children, when they inherit this land and this property, that they feel as free as we do today in 20, 30, 50 years from now, right? And that takes effort. We have to fight when a fight is necessary. We have to pay attention every day. So that's why we're involved, and we're happy to be around so many like-minded individuals.
That's wonderful. And I've been meeting a lot of people that come here from all states all over the country, and I'm hearing much of the same issues. They basically said they have felt like they were living in a country they did not grow up in. It was becoming so unfamiliar to them, and they came to the South, or they became citizens of our state because they knew that here they could still practice the freedoms that they had grown up with. And so, and I'm sorry I missed part of your background, but I'm sure it was wonderful. Now, Dane, tell us a little bit about your background.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, apologize for the technical difficulties. Very similar to Christina, we came to East Tennessee looking for freedom. We're at some of those groups, and we started UCHC. I was a paratrooper in the 82nd Airborne before coming here to this area. That's pretty much all I've done before that. Now, like I said, I run a homestead. I've got some animals and a big garden and some land that I'm tending to, trying to, really enjoy freedom in Hawkins County. At the end of the day, it's a wonderful, wonderful place to live, but any place can always get a little bit better. So that's kind of exactly what Christina was saying. We're just consistently aware and present in order to make sure that it stays the same. We want Hawkins County to be the same right now as it is for our children, as it was 20 years ago. We'd really like to preserve it because it's a beautiful, beautiful place to live. So.
Well, we're glad to have you both in Tennessee and proud to have you as citizens. So myself, I'm actually here in Union County, and we face many issues here in our own local governments, especially the taxation. We've had talks of zoning. We've had talks. We're a very small county, and people move to our area to really be out of the city, to not have to deal with codes and all that craziness that we sometimes had to deal with in city. And I used to live in the city of Knoxville as a child, so I'm not a original Union County native. But we have a lot of people here that I think have fell under the attraction of socialism in a sense, because we have a lot of government programs because we are a small county, and our school system, our jails, all of it. Of course, we don't have a large tax base because we don't have as much business as some of the larger counties. And so we get a lot of government grants and programs. What have you in Hawkins County that you feel is a threat to your freedom, if anything?
You want me to go ahead, Christina, first?
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, so like I said, Hawkins County is a constitutional sanctuary. It's already on the right track. It really is. But some of the things that popped up were, examples like the zoning laws that came with the County Power Act and the micromanagement of individual, private properties will very, very quickly change an area. And then, of course, currently, right now, we've been battling a tax raise, the largest tax raise in the state of Tennessee this year, property taxes. Of course, like we said, the low taxes is something that we strive to maintain and preserve here as well. So I wouldn't say that we're constantly coming under necessarily any sorts of attacks. We're just really trying to make sure that things are preserved and maintained. With the tax issue, we did successfully drop it through tons and tons of negotiations and working with our budget committee and a ton of participation and activity from the community. Got it to drop from the largest 34.7 cents down to a little over, we subtracted approximately 30% of that. We took a little over 11 cents off of that. So, I mean, it's not the largest in the state this year, still a pretty substantial tax raise, but, different challenges with taxes and zoning and things like that. Anything that pops up, we're really consistently monitoring the resolution packets that are put out by our commission so that we know what's going on. That's how we think the best way to preserve this county is for a bunch of people in the community to be aware of what's coming up and participating and voicing concerns and having a dialogue with our local government. And if we can accomplish that, then we can avoid all sorts of issues.
Wonderful. So as far as the taxation, have they given you you have an idea of what they need the tax increases for?
Yes, a large portion of that tax increase was going to our sheriff's department. It sounds like they're needing to adjust their pay scale in order to be competitive with surrounding counties. They felt that they were losing many deputies. They would put them through training, which has costs, and they would lose them shortly afterwards to surrounding counties and to become state troopers because the pay was better, more competitive. So we definitely understood that. And I believe everyone that we've spoken with in our county here supports our local sheriff's department. We definitely don't want them to have the pay that they deserve, and we know that they deserve a lot. The citizens and UCHC, as we were showing up to those meetings and really trying to negotiate with our Board of Commissioners and specifically the Budget Committee, we were expressing, hey, we have to try to find a way to bring revenue into our county and not only rely on raising taxes on the citizens to do the things that are very important, like repair bridges that we know we have a bridge that needs repair. Pay our sheriff's deputies a competitive wage, right? So we did know what the tax increase was going towards, and it was most of that chunk was to the sheriff's deputies, and that's a noble cause, a noble reason. But like you were saying, if our county doesn't have a whole lot of business taxes and revenue coming in through business, then we don't want our Board of Commissioners to get comfortable saying, well, we need money again. It just needs to keep coming from the citizens. We need to find a better, more permanent solution to that. And that's probably bringing in more business. Really, in our opinion, it's running a tight budget, right? Finding places where we can cut and save and not just say, well, we probably need some new vehicles. Let's do this. I do know that our county does search out for a lot of grants, just like you were saying is happening in your county. But in the end, if a lot of things are given by grants, then we're still kind of paying for that through taxes. It's just federal taxes instead of local taxes. So yeah, it's an interesting fight to be in for sure. It's very complex.
So what kind of support have you all seen from your citizens? I know that you guys have meetings like many of the groups across the state. We have meetings about every month or so, depending on action items that we need to address. But we do have the podcast, and that kind of gives everybody an opportunity, in a sense, to meet and compare notes. But we also use this platform program to encourage other people to get involved, as well as finding groups in their own counties that are doing much of the same thing. What kind of how has your group grown since you started?
Well, in the very beginning, like I said, there was a group in Hawkins County called Grassroots Patriots, which had a bit of a small group going, and they definitely had the right intentions, but I don't think they were actualizing their full potential. So, when the County Power Act came about, we decided to kick up UCHC and sort of rebrand and really push into the community. I think we started initially with a couple hundred individuals who were interested, definitely participation-wise in the community, a couple hundred. But we were really surprised. We started, or should I say Christina started. I am not very tech savvy, so, and I'm super appreciative that I've got to partner with such a great individual like Christina. She's really squared away on a lot of things. So anyway, she started us a Facebook page and a few other things, and we rapidly grew by a few hundred members, a couple weeks consistently. I think right now we're sitting just under 700 members on our private Facebook page. We've got a few hundred on our open page. We have like a signal chat essentially that we use for the super active main base group members who are kind of helping us conduct research and projects and things like that. There's a little under, I think 50 in that chat. So, right around, hovering towards 1,000 people is the goal in the very near future. We've had tons of positive feedback. To be honest, I'm really surprised. We've had very, very little negative feedback from any corner of anywhere. I think people identify with the notion that, we need to preserve our constitutional sanctuary. There's not very many people that disagree with that. There's tons of people who have lived their whole lives in Hawkins County who have come up and just been like, we are so grateful and appreciative that you guys are doing this work that you're doing. So we're trying to continue to encourage all of those individuals to join us and participate, because the more that we have, the merrier, right? And it will definitely help us with our goals as far as building a bridge between us and the mission. So we've had a great feedback from the community overall.
What population in Hawkins County?
You cut out a little bit. Sorry, Stephany. What was the question?
What is your population?
50,000, I believe.
Oh, 50,000?
I think it's
57,000, give or take a little bit.
Oh, okay. You're a little over twice the size of us. Okay. Awesome.
Yep. In 2022,
that's great.
Sorry, in 2022, it shows population was 58,000. Yep.
We are a 500 square mile county. We're, the second largest landmass in the state of Tennessee. It's very spread out. Rogersville City is I suppose what you'd say the capital essentially of Hawkins County. And then there's a few other smaller towns. But the majority of Hawkins County is larger rural properties spread out along the mountainside and in the hollers and stuff like that. And so, it is a bit of a challenge to reach out into all the corners of such a large county. But I think we've done a really good job, honestly, getting our message out there. We have people all the way from the east to the west and north and south of the county participating in our group. So, as time goes on, we genuinely believe that we'll be able to pull a very large mass of our population to help us, continue our mission.
Now, how long have you all been doing this? You said it was a group before you doing this, sort of, but they weren't very effective.
Grassroots Patriots was going for a couple years, I believe, and they were quite effective. They were able to get the resolutions put up in front of the Board of Commissioners to get this considered as a constitutional sanctuary and a Second Amendment sanctuary. They found that if there wasn't something to really rally against or to push back on, that participation would kind of dwindle a little bit. And so they always had a large number of people that they could call on if they needed bodies and they needed people to come speak out. But the month-to-month participation was pretty low numbers. And so whenever we kind of took up the helm as United Citizens of Hawkins County, our goal was keep those original members of Grassroots Patriots and use their expertise, their knowledge, their experience working here in the county. They really know the players and how things work here. And our goal was to grow their group, our group. So it really just kind of naturally evolved into something new. And like Dane said, we have, I think, 2 under 700 people in our private Facebook group. And we realized there's a lot of people that are working full time. They're very busy. And so I think that type of medium like Facebook and our website, it allows people to write us and engage on those issues that we're seeing each month with our elected officials. And they're able to send in questions. They're able to say, hey, I heard about this, or why don't they consider that? And if they can't come to those meetings, that's what our group is for. And so our core members that really try to make it to all of those meetings, we can bring up those questions for county citizens that can't make it to those meetings as well. So yeah, I'd say that the original group, Grassroots Patriots, they were definitely effective. And I think that our group is just a natural evolution of GRP. And I think that we're continuing to be effective. We're just using a little bit more social media, podcasts like this one, to get the word out and to reach out to all of the corners and haulers in Hawkins County and let people know there is a group that's watching. There is a group that is engaged and we're not going away, right? So we welcome more people to come learn how county government works at that level and to have their voices heard.
That's fantastic. So what are the best activism tools that you all have engaged in that you find the most effective? Is it phone campaigns? I don't know if you do mailers, it's pretty expensive. Walk campaigns, going to the meetings. What have you found to be the most effective activism tool in your arsenal?
Well, I would say, as far as getting word out, Facebook, and everybody's aware that Facebook is a problematic platform when it comes to freedom issues or free speech sometimes, and there's definitely quite a bit of interference and censorship with freedom-oriented groups on Facebook or religious groups. That said, surprisingly, in Hawkins County, and getting things out on Facebook has been huge. So using social media is great, but also, at least for me personally, and I think most people, we genuinely enjoy our community meetings, and many of our members are in other community groups. So the word of mouth tool in Hawkins is absolutely insane. You meet one person here at one group, and they're in 3 other groups, and they're in a homesteading group, Appalachian Homesteaders, or a farming group, or a ladies' church group, or whatever it is. And people know people around here. It's a small town, or a small town community kind of style. So people run into each other, and they'll be like, "Yeah, I heard from you at this group or at CSR," and we've pulled in tons and tons of people who have never seen our Facebook page, our email distro list, or our Signal chat. They just simply heard about us in the community. So I think we've marched in the parade. We've been in the parade 2 times. We try to stay active in our local media, our newspaper, our op-eds, opinion pieces. And just our participation in general county meetings and other groups all combined has kind of been our tools for reaching out.
Well, sounds like you all are doing very well. People here either love the Tennessee Freedom Coalition or they hate us, depending on, I guess, who you are and what you feel that is being attacked. But like I said, we have government here is the largest employer. And I'm not sure, you're probably in a similar circumstance, but we have people here, I think, that misunderstand our intent, and that may be partially our fault for not better communicating our mission. But I do have people sometimes that, whisper me online and say, we really like what you do, but we can't say much because we're employed by the local government. Do you find that as well in your county?
I think that we do. It's interesting. We have a lot of people that engage with our group either through social media or contacting Dane or I directly through our email, uchctn@gmail.com. And they give us so much support. They ask how they can help. They even cite different things that they've heard us do or saw us in a commissioner meeting recording and really appreciated questions that we asked or points that we made. But we do find that a lot of individuals prefer to not be seen. They want to give support, even financial support, and they are more comfortable sending us their questions, asking us their questions, things like that. And that's always okay too. We welcome that. We're hoping that as the group grows, and I'm sure you feel the same way, as the group grows and people can understand our intentions better, that it's okay to have your face as part of a conservative grassroots local group that is kind of just watching and participating in local government, asking the hard questions, making sure that spending isn't happening frivolously. And I think as that becomes more of a fad, saving money and lower taxes, then maybe people will be more comfortable, having their face as part of our group.
Now, are you all a part of the local Republican Party, or have you worked with them?
I have talked to the vice chair of the Republican Party. His name is Jason Roach. He's also our budget committee chairman and a commissioner in Hawkins County. As far as being a part of it, UCHC is not. We're not like strictly held to any. We just haven't taken any avenues or joined any specific groups. We've just maintained pretty much as a constitutionalist. Although transparently, we are just inherently, naturally very conservative organization just by our values and things like that. But we have not worked with our Republican Party in Hawkins County or anything specifically. But I'm sure they're aware, as everybody is. We back their play so long as it's constitutionally oriented and things like that.
Now, have all or do you endorse candidates for public office?
We have once so far, as a office was open and someone was running, we had the individual come speak at our group and answer some questions from our members. And that was our first practice attempt at endorsing someone. And we feel like that went well. He did not get the seat that he was running for, but that was a really good practice run for everyone involved, I think. And that's definitely one of our goals. As we approach 2026 and we have all of the commissioners up for reelection, the mayor, I do believe the sheriff, as we get closer to that, UCHC wants to be able to identify individuals that are interested in running, those that are going to run for reelection. And we want to be able to get them basically a questionnaire or survey. And depending on how they answer those and they are welcome to come speak at our group as well and answer questions for our members in person. But we would love to be able to put a little stamp or label next to anyone running for office in our county that says, UCHC approved. And then we would know that they would always vote for lower taxes or no tax raises, that they're voting in line with the Constitution, that they would listen to their constituents when they're calling and having concerns, things like that. So we did have one go at that, but we know 2026 is going to be our big year for being able to endorse people. And we think by then that's going to have some weight when UCHC endorses someone in Hawkins County.
That's awesome. Now, Jane, do you want to say anything in closing as far as how someone can get involved in your group?
Yes, absolutely. They can reach out to us at uchctn@gmail.com is our email address. We do have a website, which is uchc-tn.com or .org, excuse me. If you just type in United Citizens of Hawkins County, it'll pull our website up. Christina put together a wonderful website, very, very, very good. We have a blog on there of articles we've written. We have our call to action list, and it goes over what the whole group's about. People can attend our meetings, which are the third Tuesday of each month at the Hawkins County Cattlemen's Association. There's plenty of space. We've had a large number of people in there and still been very comfortable. We have AC, and it's a very nice building. Very productive meetings. We will host people from our local government, and if somebody's not doing a town hall or something of those sorts, then we'll review the resolution packet, talk about ideas of how we can help the community and stuff like that. So they can reach out that way, and then also just if they want to, they can give me a call or Christina a call. We're very open. Anybody that wants to reach out, has any questions, our contact information is available.
That's great. Well, I'm sorry about all of our technical difficulties this evening. I didn't anticipate we'd have so many difficulties. But sometimes when you're traveling and you're hooking into Wi-Fi that, you're not in your home base, that kind of thing can happen. And I appreciate you all carrying on the program while I was absent.
Mm-hmm.
Christina and Dane, thank you both. Is there anything you all want to say in conclusion to our podcast?
Stephany, I would just like to say thanks for having us on. It's been wonderful. I do hope that more people in Union County and Hawkins County get with the program. It's fun. It's really cool being engaged with people in your local area and, watching out for the Constitution, watching out for each other, keeping taxes low, keeping everyone free. It's going to be the new thing. It's the new fad. So I hope your group continues to grow.
Well, thank you very much. And thank you both for being on our podcast tonight. We'd love to have you again in the future.
Thanks, Stephany. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Have a good night.
You as well.
You too.
All right, everyone. So we're very appreciative for Hawkins County joining us tonight. We can always learn a lot from one another. And I'm trying to get my other guest on. Give me just a minute. I think they have the wrong link or something. So let me see what's going on there. All right. So I have, let me figure this out real quick. All right. So the way that people get on the podcast is they have to follow a link to this particular StreamYard. It's what we use, and it's kind of like Zoom. And so it takes just a minute or two for people to get on. And my other guest, either they or myself, were having connection problems. And I'm very excited about introducing them as well. So we'll give them just a minute to get on. Hopefully they can find us here in just a few minutes. So I want to welcome everybody to the Tennessee Thunder podcast. I think I see them peeking in. So let's get them on real quick. I'm going to get my notes. We must have had a connection issue. Let me find them here. Okay. Thank you. It's always nice to have some fresh coffee. Thank you. It's the thing about lives. They're not perfect. All right. Let me get to my questions. All right. So we're going to add them to the stage.
Hallelujah.
Good evening. I thought we would never get here.
Me too.
Well, I don't know if we were having problems on, I think it was partially my end because we were having some delay issues, which made the podcast in the very beginning kind of choppy and nobody could understand the other person. So hopefully we have reconnected with a stronger Wi-Fi signal now and we can talk. I want to introduce them to the show. Cody and Mindy Forrester with We the People, the Trump Store in Pigeon Forge. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
We had Cody and Mindy on about a month ago on just a tape segment, but because of Facebook and their limitations with algorithms and everything, I don't know how many people saw that. So we decided to have them on live and make the announcement that they are the new sponsors of our podcast. Yay! So we're very happy to have you on tonight and introduce you to the folks here in Union County as well as across the state.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about yourselves. We're going to talk a little bit about you guys, and then we'll get into talking about your store later.
Okay. Well, I'm Mindy. This is Cody, my husband.
Hello.
We live in Tennessee. We moved here about 2.5 years ago to open up this store that we are in. We've been married for 32 years, happily married, and very blessed in this life we live.
Amen. Amen.
Amen. And I see that beautiful flag behind you, and it looks like you've got a beautiful store there. So, go ahead.
Oh, I said we do. The store is beautiful.
Yes, you're very blessed. I was in there. Actually, I'm in there quite often now, and I'm always admiring your new stuff that I'm going to collect and try to get every bit of merchandise you've got for my closet.
Love it.
I love it. All right. So tell us a little bit about how you started your business.
Well, we were just needing a lifestyle change and wasn't really sure what that looked like or what we were going to do. We just knew we needed to be out of what we were doing. I was in the HR world and he was in the construction world, and it just got to be too much and we just needed a change. So we came to Tennessee for our family reunion, fell in love with the state, fell in love with the area, and just decided we were going to open up a retail store. And we weren't really sure what it was going to be. My cousin has the other Trump stores, so we collaborated with her a little bit and decided we would open up another Trump store. We just weren't sure if we wanted to call it the Trump store because hers are all labeled Trump stores, and we kind of wanted to make it a little bit different than the other Trump stores. So we came up with We the People, and we moved here, quit our jobs, and the rest was history.
It had to be
created
about
this-
America. That was the bottom
Yeah,
line.
we wanted to be about America. And I wasn't sure what we were going to put in here. We knew we'd put some Trump stuff in here, and we wanted to make it about America. And we kind of decided I wanted a boutique. He wanted a manly store. So I kind of just collided the two together and prayed that it would all come together, which it did. And it's beautiful. The men love the store. It's funny because usually when you go into a little boutique, the men are like bored and wanting to get out of the store, and it's kind of the opposite. I see the women getting bored and the men just wanting to stay in here. So they love the store. So it worked out. Our vision in the end worked out.
Because of the great shirts we have. They love reading the shirts. It's awesome.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And if I had more time, I was going to show everybody. We'll do that eventually. We're going to show everybody those t-shirt messages because they are phenomenal. I love, and I have a shirt on tonight about voting for the felon.
That's right.
And I'm sorry, I cut
Fresh-
off, got it from
fresh
muted,
there.
and I absolutely love my shirt. So for those of you who want to get in up there, they've got all kinds of cool stuff, all kinds of merch. So give me an idea of some of the hurdles. I know we've talked about that one-on-one, some of the hurdles that you faced as a patriotic type of store.
Being censored is our number one hurdle. Just the backlash that we get sometimes from it, the crank phone calls. We get a lot of crank phone calls. I get hate phone calls. That was our biggest hurdle, I would say, and not being able to get on social media, Facebook. I mean, it's all just tanked every time we've tried. They don't let us on there.
It's a two-tier system, just like the justice system with Trump. Two-tiered. They don't want us. They don't want it. They're scared of us, and they know we will prevail. God is good.
Absolutely. God is with us for
Yes.
sure. What have you learned from being a business owner? We have a lot of younger people out there that are trying to do startup businesses. What are some of the great wisdoms you can share with those young people?
Nothing is constant. I mean, it is an ever revolving door.
I haven't learned anything yet.
It's a struggle. It's a struggle every day. My biggest thing I've learned is just persevere. Like, don't give up. There's going to be obstacles that are going to come your way, and you just face them head on and overcome them. I mean, we've had our obstacles opening up. Our location isn't the greatest location. We really had to work on getting our name out there. Word of mouth, customer service goes a long way. I mean, we have a great reputation for our customer service.
Yeah.
We greet everybody that comes in the store as if they were a family. We love to talk to them. That's the number one key in any business, I believe, is your customer service. If you don't have a spot on customer service, you're not going to have the customers that you need to have in the business.
And that's our store is We the People, Trump store and more, but it's really We the People and for the people. We have on a couple of our shirts, on our patches, it says We the People for the people, because that's what it's all about. I mean, this country's going downhill, and we need a comeback, and that's the strength and the core of it, the people. And you got to talk to them. You got to have a good time. I mean, nobody just wants to come in and get yelled at or, say, hey, what do you need? Just, what would Jesus do?
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah, customer service is something that we don't see as much of, the kind of quality that we used to see when I was growing up.
Absolutely.
Life is too busy.
I mean, you always had the grouchy people.
Yeah, people get busy, and we have grouchy customers that come in here, and we treat them just like they were family. I mean, it's like talking to my grouchy old grandpa. You just got to go with it.
Absolutely. And sometimes all it takes is just a nice smile to brighten up someone's day. Even if you're in a grouchy mood, it's hard to be grouchy to a smile. Have you ever noticed that?
Yeah.
We do that with our faces.
Yeah, we love our customers. Everybody that walks up there. Can you hear me?
Right. So I think so now. Okay. So the thing I love about your store, in my personal experience, is that I feel like when you walk in there, it's like you've arrived home. It's like you're with family. And when we Patriots get together, we have that sense of camaraderie, that we feel together. We feel like, we're among friends and family. And that's the thing I love about your store is that feeling that you get when you walk in there and you feel so welcome. It doesn't matter the time of day or evening. You still get that good old fashioned hospitality, smile. Everybody's smiling. Everybody's helpful. I just love your customer service. And so tell us a little bit about the shopping center for those of you that are for our audience who drive up there. Tell us a little bit about how to find you, your location.
So there are a few Trump stores in town. There's one in Gatlinburg and there are 2 other ones that are in Pigeon Forge. We are not on the Parkway. We are off of Teaser in Weirs Valley. So our address is 171 East Weirs Valley Road. We are in the shopping center. There's the Cooters in here. There's an ammo store. There's a Bible museum. We're kind of the Rebel Plaza. We call ourselves the Rebel Plaza because we have everything. Freedom. Well, we are Rebel too. Freedom Plaza.
What I tell everyone, it's God, guns, and Trump, because we have the Bible Museum.
I love it.
And the Trump store. God, guns, and Trump. Doesn't get more American than that.
No.
Absolutely.
I noticed that. Yeah, when I pulled in, was that shopping center right there. It's so unique from any of the corporate places up through there. Everything is so corporatized. And your shopping center, that whole little area with the Bible Museum right there in the corner, is just like a fresh breath of air. When you pull in, it's like, wow, this place really is. It makes me feel like I've arrived at home. And so I really appreciate that about that area. So when people are driving up there, you'll notice it right away. Like you said, God's gun. So tell us a little bit about how people can find your merch online. I know you have a website.
We do. It's www.wethepeoplepigeonforge.com. It'll take you straight to our website. Most of our inventory in the store is on the website. I have 890 items on the website. Not everything we have in the store. I have a big store and there's a lot in here. But if you come and visit us and you go home and realize you forgot something, you can just give us a little phone call and we ship that way as well. We do a lot of shipping just from customers who have been in the store, and they'll call me and be like, hey, I really want that shirt, or I want that hat, or I saw something in the store and I can't find your website. We ship it that way as well.
Make great birthday presents with the holidays coming up.
We have
a time to start thinking about those holidays.
It is. You can find anything you want in here.
That's the scary part, because I'll be working in the back and then I'll come up here to work and do this and that. And then someone will bring something up to pay for it. And I'm like, where did this come from? My wife has more stuff coming in and out of this store. There's 600 items in here that I don't even know what's coming or going half the time, because she's on top of it. I'll remember that. She's the brains.
If there's something new, I got to find it and bring it in the store.
Yeah. We just got something over here. I'm like, where did that come from? When we were waiting for you to come on, I was like, we got a little, I don't know, it's like a 1.5 foot statue of Trump over there. And I'm like, didn't see that before, but here it is. People, come on in. You will find something different every day, I guarantee you.
So what are your hours at your store?
Monday through Saturday, 10 to 7:30 p.m. Sunday, we are open from 10 to 6 p.m.
Yeah. My hours are from 10 to 4 because I try to hang out with Joe Biden a little bit. That's his hours. Oh, sorry.
Do you all have a basement?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I didn't know that about you. So speaking of unique stories, we talked about this, and I got this look. I got this look from you, Cody, about how you and your lovely wife met. From my understanding, it has something to do with a Mustang. Tell us a little bit about how that happened.
Great. Mustang Mindy. That's what I call her, Mustang Mindy. So I was in high school, football, coming out of football practice, walking up with, I was a tight end, and my friend was the quarterback, which was her boyfriend at the time, and I didn't know it, but I was walking up to the school, I don't know, the campus, I guess, from the football field, and Mindy was sitting on the hood of a Mustang, and I was like, "Holy cow, who is that?" And my friend would said, "That's my girlfriend." I was like, "Well, I think I'm going to marry her someday." And he goes, "Okay." So it all worked out.
The rest was
The rest
history.
was- yeah. There's a lot more.
That's
to it.
amazing.
Yeah.
I've always said you guys should put you all should pose, Mindy, you should pose on the Mustang and have yourself all
Have a redo.
decorated.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I just need a red convertible
that tells
Mustang
a
to make that happen.
there it is.
Well, all right, guys. I appreciate you all joining us tonight. Is there anything in conclusion y'all want to add about the store, about the business, or yourselves?
No, just come see us if you're in town in Pigeon Forge. We would appreciate you to stop by. You don't have to buy anything. Just come in, say hi. We love to meet new friends. We've met a lot of really cool people along the way, just from our customers who come back and see us time and time again. And we love seeing those faces. So we would love to meet you. Come in and visit us, say hi, tell us you saw us on the podcast, and just look around. You'll love the store.
We love a conversation. We talk all day in here, all about America. So you can come in and just say hi. We can talk politics. We can talk hunting. We can talk sports, whatever you'd like. It's all good. We the people, for the people.
We heard that, folks. I love it. By the people. We the people. All right. Well, thanks, guys, once again. We're looking forward to having your merch on our podcast and more information as we go along and this journey ahead. So you all have a wonderful night, and we're very excited, and thank you so much for being with us tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you, Stephany. God bless you.
God bless you. Have a great night.
You too.
All right, folks. So that concludes another podcast of the Tennessee Freedom Podcast. And again, I'm your host, Stephany Davis, and we appreciate you guys joining us tonight. Sorry about all the technical difficulties, but everything always works out in the end. And we will be back next week. We will have tentatively Mayor Ty Blakely, City of Maynardville, joining us next Tuesday at 8 p.m. So share this out to your family and friends. We're on YouTube, Facebook, and Rumble. You all have a wonderful, blessed evening and have a great week. God bless.